It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Chicago Bears and the Baltimore Ravens, and it comes your way next on Madden NFL 25.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the inner harbor of Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. Good to have you with us. Mike Tirico and Greg Olson with you. You know, partner, fantasy football doesn't take into account the guys close to the football, the guys at the line of scrimmage. This is one where our eyes are going to be focused on that battle in the trenches all game long.
Mike, it doesn't matter if it's Pee-wee football, middle school football, or NFL football. You can only do offensively what your offensive line allows you to do. And I think that's exactly the case for both of these teams here today. They are going to win or lose based on the ability of gaining an advantage in the offense and defensive line. So I think we're going to see downhill run game. I think we're going to see play action pass. And the team that's able to impose their will up front along the trenches, I think that's going to be the team that finds himself at the end of this one coming out with the win.
He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. Here's the Chicago offense taking the field for the first time. They're led out by the quarterback from USC, Caleb Williams. Here's Williams to begin with a pass. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. From the shotgun, it's Williams. Open man, that's Rome Odunze. And he's going to get this to the 37-yard line. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Not something you want to see in the opening minute of the game. Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for 1st and 10. Off play action. Here's Williams. That'll be caught right side by the rookie wideout.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. On the bootleg, it's Williams. And they'll pick up the 1st down, a gain of about 4.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
That's caught left side by Odunze. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
Rookie to rookie right there, Mike. And I'll tell you what, they've got some really good young pieces on this roster.
First and 10 now from the 36. They'll run it for the first time with DeAndre Swift. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
The big guys in the middle of the defense, Mike, the defensive tackles. So often they're asked to do the dirty work. Keep the blockers off the linebackers. Let them run around and make all the plays. But in this case, this guy's able to shed his blocker, make the stop, and keep it to no gain.
Williams to throw on 2nd down. That'll be caught by DeAndre Swift. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up 3rd down.
Play 8 of the opening drive coming up, and now they face third down. A play fake, and they'll throw with Williams. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. And he's going to have the first down. So they convert on third down with a pickup of 9.
Now they're entering the area of the field, especially with the amount of yards they've gained on this possession, Mike, where it feels like a touchdown is critical. For the defense, settling for a field goal here, especially with the ball where it is.
That is caught side of the end zone. Rome Odunze. Touchdown, Bears. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
Now Cairo Santos to add the point after. He's got it. And the Bears will take a 7-0 lead. So here's Santos after the touchdown. He's out to kick this one off. He'll start at the 4. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Ravens offense taking the field for the first time, led by their quarterback, league MVP in 2019 and 2023, Lamar Jackson.
We had a couple of his games early in his career, and of course, all the way to his days back in college, his athleticism jumps off the screen. But Mike, these last couple years, his development as a true passer, his ability to operate from the pocket, that's what's really taken his game to this MVP level. And tell you what, we didn't think there was a lot more things that he could do on a football field, and it seems like every year he's proven otherwise.
That's a gain of 21 to open this drive.
These are the chunk plays they thought they could get here against this pass defense. They thought the passing game favored their offense in this matchup, and I think we can expect this to be the case the rest of the game.
On 1st and 10, Jackson. There's a short one caught by Andrews.
So you come back out here after watching the opposing team score first, and what you want to do is you got to establish a little early rhythm and get the drive started. Get a little positive energy into that huddle, and what hopefully starts out good ends with you being able to get some points of your own.
Now the first carry for King Henry. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up third down. From the gun, Jackson. And on third down, that ball incomplete.
We're starting to see a lot of this on third down, Mike, where they're going to rely on the run after catch to pick up these third down conversions. So you know what that depends on? You have to actually complete the ball, and in this case, it falls incomplete, brings up fourth down.
On fourth down, the Ravens call on Jordan Stout to punt. And back deep is Devin Duvernay to return. And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The Bears offense ready to possess the football for the second time. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's second down. Another run here, another run by Swift. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's second down. They'll run out of the gun. It is Swift. And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. The lane closed quickly. And here comes third down. On third down, it's Williams from the gun. That's caught. Left side. It's complete. And he will go all the way. Touchdown, Chicago. Third down. My focus, Greg, was on picking up the first down. Forget that. They go down the field and in the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, and I don't think it was just your focus, Mike. I think in this case, it was the defense's focus. They're so worried about where that first down marker was that they allowed them to get that ball up and over the top for the deep strike touchdown.
On is Santos for the PAT. He's got it. And the Bears will extend their first quarter lead. It's now 14-0. So here's Santos after the touchdown. He's out to kick this one off. Justice Hill to return. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Ravens offense ready for their second possession. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. That's to the right side. He's got Andrews.
Not every pass has to be thrown downfield. You can rely on the run after catch, especially a big body like this tight end. Get the ball in his hands early and let him pick up the rest after the catch.
2nd and a yard. Throwing Jackson. Right back to Andrews. He's got another one.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
Third and short, Jackson. That's complete. He got it to Hopkins. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
3rd and inches, you see a lot of teams try to take a shot. Why, Mike? Because they know on 4th and inches, they still have a chance to convert the first down. The shot wasn't there, but they're still able to pick up a nice gain and convert and bring up first down.
On the ground, this is Justice Hill. And he'll take this ahead to the 43-yard line. T.J. Edwards there on the stop. Second down and 8. On the option, they give it to Henry. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
This is a guy who's been doing it at a high level, Mike, for a long time. Not too many running backs finding success in the NFL past the age of 30. That's usually when they kind of ride off into the sunset, but as always, there's the exception to every rule.
On first down, they'll stay on the ground with Henry. Well, they weren't going to get him the second time with the same back. Defense all over that one. They stop him for no gain.
At some point, the offensive line cannot just be dependent on the perfect play call. Somebody has to win. Somebody has to distort the defense and create some space for the running back to run. In this case, nobody could win. Stop for no gain.
They'll motion over Flowers. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. Third and a yard. Bateman is the motion man. On 3rd and 1, here's Jackson. And he's got it to Flowers for the connection. A gain there of 11. Good for a Raven first down.
It's so early in the game, you have to be careful now as coaches and players that you don't find yourself trailing early and get out of your game plan. There is so much time left. Stick to what you've worked on all week. There's plenty of time to chip away and see if you can make this thing close come the fourth quarter.
Jackson now to throw on first down. The coverage too strong that time. The ball batted away and incomplete. Searching for his Pro Bowl tight end Mark Andrews that time. And it'll bring up second down. To the air one more time with Jackson. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass. They've got to defend the entire playbook, and so far they've done a great job on this drive doing just that.
They keep finding ways to keep this drive alive, and they're set up now for 1st and goal. Jackson now. That is caught to the goal line and in. Justice Hill. Touchdown, Ravens.
When you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
The extra point, up and good. And the Ravens are on the board. It's now 14-7. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return, it's Tyler Scott. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. On 1st and 10, it's Williams. That's going to be incomplete, and it'll leave just enough time for one final play in this opening quarter.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
A play fake. Now Williams. He'll go left side here and complete this one. And a big gain out of bounds as time runs down. An exclamation point to end this first quarter. Here's 1st and 10. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. On 2nd down, it's a run with Swift. And that should be enough. He works his way forward to pick up a 1st down. They'll go again with Swift. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down. So a lot of options on the table now. It's 1st and 5. On the ground, it's Swift. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
You know, we spend a lot of time praising the running backs, and deservingly so. But oftentimes, it's a combination of the scheme and the big guys up front who make it work, and that's exactly what we saw here on the big pickup.
They'll go play action here with Williams. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete. Rome Odunze, the one he was looking for. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
They went for it all on that one and just a little bit off. Ball winds up hitting the ground. They've got to move forward. The opportunities are out there. Better execution, better location, and they got some big plays in their future.
The Bears are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
The story of this drive has just been their ability to sustain and get fresh sets of down. Now, in this case, after picking up that big gain on the ground, they find themselves 1st and goal.
5 yards from the house. They've got it 1st and goal. From the shotgun, it's Williams. And this is too far over the end line. It's incomplete.
It's hard to play that ball any better than the way that defender did right there. I mean, to stay patient throughout the entire play and make sure that not only are you in prime position to make it, but then once the ball is there, attack it, knock it down, and save a touchdown.
On 2nd down, it's Williams. He'll get a couple, mark him down at the 3.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
Line of scrimmage, the 3. 3rd and goal. They'll try to run with Swift. And he's so close to breaking the plane, but the official's going to come in and mark him short. So now it's 4th down. So instead of going for the 1st down, in comes the field goal unit. Bit of a surprise here. Santos's kick is good. And the Bears build their cushion to 10. It's now 17-7.
You know, I think it's safe to say here, Mike, as this offense leaves the field, they wanted to stay out there and go for it. But I think in this case, the coach is playing the long game. He understands that these 3 points now can end up being very valuable as this game moves along.
Now return coming from the 7. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. They find themselves down 17-7 as this drive starts 1st and 10. Jackson gonna keep it himself. Inside the 40. And he is gone. 74 yards. Touchdown, Baltimore. Greg, shades of college football, old school offense there. They run option, and they pick the right option. The quarterback keeps it for the touchdown.
And the key to defending an option play, Mike, is that every defender executes their specific job. In this case, the defender who was responsible for the quarterback, he completely loses sight of him, and it was all the space the quarterback needed to take it to the house.
The extra point is good. And the Ravens are back to within a field goal. It's 17-14. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return, it's Devin Duvernay. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. DeAndre Swift and the Bears offense set for their next possession. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. This drive will begin with a run by Swift. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Working out of the gun. Here's Williams. Quick throw, taken in. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down. Now, this looks like a design run. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You can see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
On 3rd down, it's Williams. And that is incomplete.
So the hope is your 1/3 down conversion from really jump-starting a possession that ultimately leads in points. But after that 3rd down incompletion, kind of throws a wrench into those plans.
On 4th down, here's Torrey Taylor to punt for Chicago. Tylan Wallace deep for Baltimore. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens headed back out again. And this defense has to be searching for answers right now. It's been his ability to make plays on the ground here in the 1st half that has really given them fits. A throw, left side, caught by Andrews. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Bateman is the motion man. On play action, here's Jackson. A throw there on second down, going to be incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
On third down, Jackson. He finds his receiver. That's Bateman. 13 yards on the catch there. First down, Baltimore.
Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand the concept of the play, understand where the holes in the defense are, and get there and be friendly to the quarterback. And if you're open, stay open. That's NFL route running. That's what the best guys do. Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
2nd and 7. Again, it's Jackson. There's a short one caught by Andrews. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down. Bateman is the motion man. They'll run here with Hill. Looking for room out on the edge. Not going to find it. As a matter of fact, I think they tracked him down behind the line of scrimmage. Good job by the defense, and it's fourth down.
This is what every defense in the league is shooting for, Mike. Negative plays. That's how you kill drives. Force teams to play from behind the sticks. Great job here, taking them down for a loss.
Here's Jordan Stout now, and he is hoping to improve on his first attempt. They will get away from that one, and they're going to have tremendous field position. This ball hits and goes out of bounds. The Bears offense ready to come back out for this next possession, and they're going to hear it from this crowd. They're backed up deep as they start 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Swift, and that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. To throw is Williams. Pass is caught. That's DJ Moore. And they'll get him down up around the 15-yard line.
First rule of backed up offense. Get the first down. The last thing you want to do, punt the ball back and give your opponent a short field. Mission accomplished. Now, can they maintain possession long enough to see if they can cap this drive off with some points?
And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
He decides to go with the safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. They will run it over center with Swift. He'll manage only about 3, so it will bring up third down. On third down, it's Williams from the gun. Open man, right side. He's got it. And he's going to have the first down. So they convert on third down with a pickup of 9.
These curl routes, he's been running these routes since he was a young kid in Pop Warner football, and I like to call it pulling the string. You've got the defender thinking you're going downfield, and you stick that foot in the ground, work back to the quarterback, friendly to the ball, and really nice job picking up the first down.
Swift gets it from the pistol. And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard.
You know, anytime you're talking about an interior defensive lineman, it's always easy to talk about his size and his strength. But what stands out to me, Mike, is his ability to move his feet, turn those hips, get penetration in the backfield, and take the running back down for a loss.
2nd and 11. Williams gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And that'll go for a gain of 7, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
3rd and short yardage, and here's Williams. And that is incomplete.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The Ravens offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. That is left side and caught by Flowers. And he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. They pick him up and throw him down for a loss.
The quick passing game in the NFL, Mike, is so dependent on yards after the catch. You got to generate space with the scheme, and then it's up to the receiver to do the rest. In this case, nice job defensively, because this guy couldn't even get back to the original line of scrimmage.
They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. He'll try and get there on the ground. Now a timeout here by Baltimore. That's going to be their 2nd. They stop it here with just under 40 seconds until halftime. Set to go now on 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
Second down, Jackson. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. Rashad Bateman, the intended target, and it'll be 3rd down.
At this level, you just would expect a little bit better execution and accuracy on those intermediate throws. I think he had an opportunity there for a nice pickup. Off target, off rhythm, and ends up getting away from him.
Taking off, he'll try to get there. And he's out of bounds in great shape, down at the 15-yard line. A huge play just before the half, and even 30 yards.
This defense is going to have to come up with some answers at halftime because they cannot allow this quarterback to just continue to have his way with them on the ground using his legs. And that's exactly what's happened so far here in the first half, and they're going to have to get that fixed and fixed quickly.
A first down throw for Jackson. That is caught. It is Hopkins. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. Here's 2nd and 2. Now Jackson. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
Looking to convert for the 3rd time on this drive. They'll need another here. It's 3rd and 2. Nowhere to get away, and he's going to go down. So, we have reached halftime, and the visiting Bears are in front. As we'll get you down to Orlando now, that's where the coach is, Jonathan Coachman, and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Mike, thanks very much, and welcoming everyone to our halftime report. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
Coach, thank you. Both teams trying to find the right formula to come out on top in this second half. Coming up. 3 points, all that separates these two sides, as half number 2 kicks off. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Ravens offense and Lamar Jackson getting set to take over once more. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. Open man is Bateman. He's got him. You only get a 1-yard buffer from the line of scrimmage for these old linemen. That time he strayed a little too far, and it draws the flag. To throw is Jackson. This one complete to Bateman.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
Here's a 2nd and 9. Now, Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack.
At some point, you would just like to see that internal clock start to speed up. The longer the play goes on, the more vulnerable you become as the quarterback. Get rid of the ball, but no matter what, you have to avoid the sack.
Ravens sending the punt team out there. As the drive went in the wrong direction, He's on to punt it away. Duvernay to return. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. First and 10. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
Give up the middle with Swift. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
This is where you have to be careful, Mike. You find yourself winning in the second half. Human instinct says, all right, let's just sit on the ball and protect the lead and let the clock run out. You can't do that. Stay aggressive. Do what got you here. Continue to mix the run with the pass. Keep your foot on the gas and try to extend this lead.
Williams going to look to throw it on first down. To the sideline. He's got more.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
He'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. A run here with Swift. And he'll have enough to move the chains. He'll take this forward for about 3 yards. Here's Williams on 1st and 10. That's complete. Some more on the right side.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
Here's 2nd and 3 to go. From the shotgun, it's Williams. Quick throw, taken in. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that would be a bit of a letdown.
Williams to the air once more. He'll get this underneath to Swift. No dice there. He is met and tackled behind the line of scrimmage. It is 3rd and 10. Throwing again, Williams. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Bears add on to their lead. Cairo Santos, following the made field goal, back out to kick this one away. This will be returned from the 6. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Ravens offense ready to get back at it. The deficit, 6 points. So a touchdown here would be mighty nice for the offense. See what they can do on this drive. 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. This throw right is taken in by Flowers. And he's close to a 1st down to gain a 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down.
It takes a certain guy in that slot position to be willing and able to go across the middle of the defense on those in-breaking routes. You can tell this guy, he doesn't care. He is fearless going across the middle, and he's able to secure a nice catch.
They'll motion over Flowers. On the give, here's Henry. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line.
Well, that right there, Mike, is your once-a-game reminder of just the importance of shore tackling. This run never gets anywhere near where it ends up if that initial hit was stronger and he was able to take him down.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. In motion comes Andrews. On 1st and 10, Jackson. A throw, left side, caught by Andrews.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback, understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
It's the tight end Likely in motion. Out of the gun, here's a give to Henry. And he'll get 4 on this one. Down inside the 40-yard line now. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Jackson looking to throw. He'll try and set up the screen to Hill. Good-looking screen play there. A gain of 11 and a 1st down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Hopkins sent in motion. Jackson now to throw on 1st down.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Back to throw, Jackson. Open man is Hopkins. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7. They'll motion over Flowers. They'll give it, going left. There's Henry. He is met and dropped. Good defense. Loss of a couple on that play.
Where a defender makes his tackles tells you a lot about his abilities. And for an interior defensive lineman, Mike, to make plays on the outside of the formation just speaks to his speed, his effort, his ability to run down the line. And we saw it here, and he takes the back down for a loss.
They'll go again here with Henry. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to 3rd down. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Trying to keep a drive alive, going to have to convert on 3rd and 9. Throwing Jackson. All alone is the tight end, Andrews. And he will not quite get to the marker. Good job there defensively, and now decision time. What are you going to do on 4th down?
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you know what that tells me, Mike? The decision to go for it on 4th down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a 4th and short, and you give yourself a realistic shot of converting on this 4th down. And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Duvernay on the return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. Out comes Caleb Williams and the rest of this Bears offense. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. And a good job following his blockers. A gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down. On the bootleg, it's Williams. Off he goes.
You know, Mike, nice job here by the quarterback just understanding on these early downs, you just don't want to go backwards. So he's able to avoid the negative play, pick up a little bit, and mostly avoid the sack.
Here's 3rd and 2. They'll try to run for it. It's Swift. A pickup of 14 on that one. 1st down, Chicago.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the first half. And he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Throwing is Williams. And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack, and we're going to see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
So after the loss on 1st, here's 2nd and 14. Now this is going to be a design run. They let him keep it, and he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down. Working out of the gun, here's Williams. And he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way.
The defenders knew a pass was coming. They had their ears pinned back here on 3rd down, but they initially allowed him to escape the pocket and make a break for it, but give him credit. They recognized the scramble quickly, rallied to the ball, stopped him short of the 1st down.
And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. There's a short one caught by Andrews. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. So these teams trade field goals in the 3rd as we come to the end of the quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL. on EA Sports. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. They'll motion over Flowers. And the defense snuffed that one out. It goes down as a completion, but no gain on the play.
Well, you could tell that the defense had seen that play on game tape, and they were ready for it. They tried to do a little jet sweep pop pass out of the gun. Defense was all over it. Nowhere to go, no gain.
In motion comes Andrews. 3rd and short, Jackson. Coming up, and that's the tight end Likely.
Critical 3rd down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the 4th quarter. They got to go down and score, and they got to score fast.
So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. Jackson up top again. That's to the right side. He's got Andrews. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but 1st down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
They face 2nd down and 7. Here's Lamar. He'll keep it on the zone read. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line.
This defense has had their share of troubles trying to contain this quarterback today, Mike. This time they go to the zone read. The defender goes after the running back, and the quarterback pulls it, keeps it himself, and has a huge gain for a 1st down.
It's the tight end Likely in motion. Now whistles. Play clock at 0, and that'll cost them 5.
Still 1st down.
Bateman is the motion man. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. That is left side and caught by Flowers.
How fast things can flip. You find yourself in 1st and a mile after taking a penalty on 1st down. But that chunk play there in the passing game now gets them back in sequence with the chains and brings up a more manageable 2nd down.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. It's a zone read, and Jackson's going to keep it. And a nice run. He's got a 1st down tackle made right at the 35-yard line.
Sometimes, Mike, the best plan is also the simplest plan. And for this team, just snap the ball to your quarterback, let him find some daylight, and go get that 1st down himself.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. Pressured, gets there, and down he goes.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Lamar going to work from the pistol. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
He'll try to run for it. Pretty good effort on that one. It will not be enough. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Sometimes it's just a case of taking what the defense gives you, and here's One of those examples, there's nowhere for him to go with the ball. For a minute, it looked like he was going to be able to pick up this first down with his legs. The defense rallies, brings him down short of the first down marker, sets up fourth down.
So now, out comes the field goal unit in this pressure spot. This to tie things up here in the fourth. And this one right down the middle. It's good. That evens the score here in the fourth quarter.
And this is where it pays to have a kicker you can trust, Mike. I mean, this is as big a spot as there is. Fourth quarter, what does he do? He comes out and he delivers to tie up this game.
Duvernay on the return. They finally get him down, but he gets all the way up close to the 40-yard line. The Bears offense and DeAndre Swift set to get going again. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout. And not a whole lot going to come from that one. Going to about the 39. Here's 2nd and 9. Another run here, another run by Swift. And he'll work his way past the 40. He's tackled after a gain of 4. The crowd making their presence felt. This is 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
And that's exactly how you teach it. They want these defenders to time the hit, that right when the ball gets there, you separate the receiver from the ball. And those are the ones on offense, man. You just have to make that catch, Mike. I know it's easier said than done, but you know the hit's coming. You've got to squeeze that thing, brace for impact, and make that play for your offense.
The home team's offense ready to take over possession of the football. We're all even, 4th quarter, so every drive so important at this stage. And they'll start with 1st and 10. Hopkins sent in motion. A 1st down throw for Jackson. There's that man again, another catch. Second and a yard. Slot man in motion left. On 2nd down, here's a run with Henry. And he's going to be close to a 1st down. Looks like he'll have just enough to keep the chains moving.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. 2nd and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Now, Jackson. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And they'll bring him down, but not until he gets to the 38-yard line.
Every defense in the league, Mike, they stress the importance of defending the middle of the field. And in this case, that's just too much room to operate. They have to find a way to close and cloudy up those windows, make the quarterback throw the ball to the sidelines. When you allow him to operate in there, especially with that much space, you're going to make for a long day.
And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down. Jackson. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack.
This is what you don't want to see out of your quarterback. As that pocket starts to collapse, The good ones, they can keep their eyes downfield and feel the rush. They don't need to see the rush. Here, his eyes go down. He starts moving around the pocket. Nowhere to go with the ball, and they bring him down for a sack.
Wow, an important one coming here. Tie game, late, and this is third down. Here's Jackson. Out quickly to Flowers. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up fourth down.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a fourth down decision to make.
The Bears offense and their running back set to go once more. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. On first down, it's Swift. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Coming off that edge, Mike, you have to quickly determine, is this a pass or is it a run? And once he realized it was a run, he's able to shed his blocker, make the play, no gain.
He'll try again here. 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Williams. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is why it's so critical that the quarterback and his intended target are on the same page. They got to speak the same language. When there's miscommunication, it leads to errant throws, and when errant throws lead to big missed opportunities.
On third down, it's Williams. He'll get this underneath to Swift. A pickup of 12 yards. Good for a Bears first down.
You get in these situations, third down, tie game, fourth quarter. I mean, this is really where your quarterback makes his money. You are going to put your faith and say, all right, what is the best play for this offense to execute? And the game really rests in the hands of your quarterback. And if he continues to come up with these third down pickups and continues to extend this drive, he's got a shot to come away the hero and win this game here late.
Now Swift. And he'll manage only the 34-yard line. He's brought down after a short gain. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. They'll go again with Swift. And nothing on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
Back to the drawing board for this run game, Mike. The offensive coordinator and his staff, they have to do a better job giving plays, giving opportunities to their offense to find success on the ground. Because right now, they have no answers for this defense.
On third down, it's Williams from the gun. He's got a man. That's DJ Moore. They get 12 yards on that pass. First down, Chicago.
You just can't ask for better protection than that, especially on third down. Clean pocket, tons of time for the quarterback to work through his progression. And at this level, if you give quarterbacks that amount of time, chances are they're going to find somebody downfield.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts left. It's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, taken in over the middle. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
A clutch throw here to keep their chances alive. Tie ball game as they approach midfield now. They've got to keep an eye on the clock. They've got to find a way to get this ball into field goal range, stop the clock, and see if your kicker could be a hero.
This is 1st and 10. A run with Swift. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. Here's 2nd down. Here's Swift. He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Now a timeout here by Baltimore. That's going to be their second. They'll talk things over before 3rd down. Swift. A big hole. The Ravens now going to use their final timeout. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the 1st down. They'll run with Swift. And he will get into the end zone. DeAndre Swift. Touchdown, Bears. Santos for the extra point. He's got it. And the Bears will go up by 7. So the lead is 7 now. Here in this 4th quarter, the tie has been broken. Let's see what happens on this kickoff. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The home team's offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back, and in some of these coverage units, when you know that ball's got to come out fast, and right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it. This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
A throw here, right side, falls incomplete.
You know, there's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
On 3rd down, Jackson. That is incomplete. And here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
They desperately needed that one, Mike. Down here late, they've only got a few remaining snaps to go, and it puts all of the pressure of the game now on 4th down. Let's see what play call they have in a gotta-have-it situation. And right now, this quarterback needs to make his best throw in the biggest moment of the game. And it all came down to that play. The offense finds themselves trailing, all out of their timeouts. The defense knew they were one stop away from ending this game, and they came up big when their team needed it.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. The defense still with all 3 timeouts at their disposal as the quarterback's down to a knee. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long, everyone.